Hi, I'm currently ranked 3 on the leaderboard with Magik as my second most played hero. Magik is one of the strongest duelist heroes in Season 1 of Marvel Rivals, especially into triple support compositions, which are heavily played at high elo. In this video I'll show you how to play Magik at the highest level, including all the animation cancels and combos, which I promise you too can learn as they look much harder to execute than they really are. In case you don't know who I am, I'm a rank 1 peak Overwatch player. I've played Overwatch competitively for 6 years and placed top 8 in all Marvel Rival beta tournaments. I have many hours on this game. I've peaked to rank 2, right behind my duo Brute, and I stream every ranked game live at twitch.tv/tap_OW. Let's go over the abilities before we get into the combos and other more advanced stuff. Magik's Mouse 1 swings her Soul Sword for 65 damage with a maximum hit distance of 6.5 meters. There is 0.83 seconds of downtime between her swings, and you can hit multiple targets per swing. Magik's Soul Sword actually has damage fall off, which a lot of people don't know about, starting at 4.5 meters decreasing to 50% at her max range of 6.5 meters. Magik's Mouse 2 has a 6-second cooldown Air Slash. It is a projectile that flies in a straight line at 80 meters per second. You charge Mouse 2 for up to 2 seconds, and the longer you charge this projectile, the more damage it does. The minimum damage is 45 when tapping the button, and when it's fully charged, this projectile will do 90 damage. Magik's Shift is easily her most complicated ability. It is a 6-second cooldown of 2 charges. It horizontally teleports her up to 10 meters, and Magik's invincible during the teleport animation. After the teleport animation, you get 2 temporary abilities. You have 3 seconds to activate one of these abilities by pressing mouse 1 or mouse 2 when you come out of the portal. Option 1 is Eldritch Whirl, which does 45 damage within a radius of 6 meters and a height of 5 meters. Option 2 is Demon's Rage, which summons a little demon that attacks for 20 damage every 4 of a second for 4 seconds long. The demon itself has 100 health and can hit more than one target at once. Magik's E is a movement ability that dashes Magik in a straight line, towards where the player's camera is pointed. It has a maximum distance of 16 meters and it deals 85 damage to the target hit. So the cooldown of 8 seconds, and this dash launches you and your opponent upwards when contact is made. Magik's passive is Limbo's Might. This passive converts 30% of the damage dealt to bonus health, for a maximum of 150 bonus health, putting your total health at 400. Magik's ultimate transforms Magik into Dark Child for 12 seconds, enhancing all of her abilities. During Magik's ultimate, her mouse 1 hits 3 times every 0.15 seconds for 35 damage each, with a maximum distance of 10 meters. Her mouse 1's damage falloff starts at 6 meters and it decreases to 25% at 10 meters, the maximum damage range. This does 105 damage. Magik's Mouse 2's cooldown is lowered from 6 seconds to 3 seconds and now does 90 to 180 damage depending on how long you charge for. Magik's Shift cooldown is lowered from 6 to 3 seconds. Her first option is changed in a similar way to her Mouse 1, now damaging 3 times every 4 of a second, each dealing 35 damage. The radius is increased to 12 meters, with the height remaining the same at 5 meters. Her second option's demon now does 25 damage per hit instead of 20, and its health is doubled from 100 to 200. The range of the demon is also slightly changed, decreasing the length from 6.5 meters to 6 meters and increasing the width and height from 3 meters to 4 meters. Magik's E's cooldown is reduced from 8 to 6 seconds, and the range is increased from 16 to 20 meters. The damage is increased from 85 to 135, and your opponent still gets launched upwards on contact, but Magik does not during her ultimate. Magik's Team Up ability grants Psylocke and Black Panther a Psionic Disc. It does not directly grant Magik anything, but it can be useful for your teammates. This ability allows Psylocke and Black Panther to rewind back in time by 5 seconds, which also returns 50% of the health they lost during those 5 seconds. As bone of health starts decaying after 2 seconds, its Psionic Disc is on a 30-second cooldown. Let's talk about Magik's animation cancels. Magik's Mouse 1 does damage halfway into the animation, which means you can cancel this animation with melee, mouse 2, or E to still do the same damage, but not play the entire animation. The same goes for Magik's melee. You can cancel this animation with mouse 2 and E, but still do damage. Magik's Eldritch Whirl animation, which is her Portal's option 1, can be played at the same time as Magik's E. These animation cancels are important to understand for Magik's combos, which I'll explain now. Let's start with what I'll call the Portal combo for now. For this combo, you'll start with your Shift ability, and for the next 3 seconds you'll be able to use Eldritch Whirl. Right after pressing mouse 1 to activate Eldritch Whirl, you press E to dash towards your enemy. This does 130 damage on its own, but we're not done yet. When you and your opponent are launched upwards, you simply finish your opponent off of a mouse 1 into a mouse 2. This is what it should look like. This combo kills any target of 275 health or less, which is every non-tank hero currently in the game, excluding Black Panther, Wolverine, and Mr. Fantastic. To kill these specific heroes, simply add another mouse 1 at the end of the combo. If your opponent has 250 health or less, you can replace the mouse 2 with a melee and it will still kill your target without putting your mouse 2 on cooldown. The second combo you want to know is her mouse 2 combo. For this combo, you want to fully charge your mouse 2 behind cover to then hit your target with it and immediately E towards the enemy. After launching you and your opponent upwards, you'll want to mouse 1 to finish off any target of 275 health or less. Again, that's any non-tank hero excluding Black Panther, Wolverine, and Mr. Fantastic. Adding a melee at the end of this combo will make you do enough damage to take out a Black Panther and Wolverine, but Mr. Fantastic is not possible to one-shot with this combo. In Magik's ultimate, there are two simpler versions of the combos you should look to use. If your opponent is 275 health or less, you can do the portal combo, which kills your opponent when your E makes contact. If your opponent is over 275 health, you can do a mouse 2 combo, which also kills your opponent when your E makes contact. You can also use a regular mouse 1 into E combo when you are at melee range and your target is 275 health or less. Now for the general playstyle as Magik. As Magik, you should try to bully tanks as much as possible. This allows you to gain bonus health as well as build up towards your ultimate. Bullying tanks creates space for your team to play with, and the enemy tanks will barely have any impact on the game because of this. Do this by engaging on the enemy tanks with your Shift Demon and then using any cooldowns you can spare on them while weaving in mouse 1s. Your 400 health allows you to play pretty aggressive, so don't waste this bonus health on further bullying the tanks. Instead, once you're high health and you've gained the space you need to engage on the backline or enemy DPS, attempt to execute one of the combos we just went over to look for a one-shot. Try to survive after you're engaged to restart the cycle of gaining health and space to engage on the backline afterwards. Once you've built your ultimate, think about what support ults and cooldowns they have to counter and survive your ultimate. It's not always possible to set yourself up perfectly for your ultimate, so sometimes just pulling the trigger is best. During your ultimate, try to execute 2 one-shot combos and maximize your damage and survivability in between the combos by spamming shift into mouse 1. Because of how much damage you do during your ultimate, you'll have plenty of health to work with, so don't be afraid of dying. There are some Magik specific facts that are important for Season 1. First, it's good to know that Invisible Woman, who's played a bunch this season, does not gain any bonus health during her ultimate. This means that you can one-shot Invisible Woman during her ultimate when you're also in your own ultimate. Do this by executing the mouse 2 combo at close range. Doing this completely cancels her ultimate and is therefore not a reliable counter to yours. Another fact is that Magik can wake yourself up from Mantis' sleep ability. To do this, engage with a portal and place your demon down as you're about to E her, instead of using the mouse 1 option when you come out of your portal. The demon will simply break the illusion and wake you up, leaving the Mantis completely defenseless for your engage. I'll upload a video of all of Magik's matchups soon, but hopefully this guide helped you or inspired you to learn Magik. If so, be sure to follow my socials to stay up to date with when I go live and anything related to Marvel Rivals. I'll be uploading more videos on YouTube showing Psylocke and Magik gameplay straight from my streams.